It is without a doubt the most stressful time of the year. Before we jump into the holiday rush, News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live with some ways to help ease the stress to keep the season merry and bright. Vic, where do we start?
Oh, well, we start by going, whoo, after hearing that story about travel, I'm stressed out and I'm not even traveling for the holidays. But that's just it. We hear about what's going on. We try to stay on top of it. And there are a lot of things that can trigger stress in our lives. So I'm finding out what the starting point is and, more importantly, how to solve this problem from Lorenz. You are part of the Integrative Health Services here at Mission Hospital.
Yes,
and you really help people kind of get a handle on what sets them off with the stressing situations, right?
Absolutely.
So what are some triggers that people may not even realize are making them stress?
I think people get used to trying to complicate their lives, and if they keep it simple and just keep your schedule simple. Don't try to overcomplicate. Just please yourself. And you can start really by being aware of how you're getting those emotional stressors coming on. And you need to be aware of yourself.
Let's talk a little bit because we were just doing the story about the travel, gas prices and so on. We've got a little bit of video of people, what they're going to be facing out there. What are some things, as we're getting ready, because this is the big travel day, what are some things we can do today, right now, to help make it a little more relaxed? Because I have to admit, someone pulled out in front of me yesterday, even as I was just running an errand, and I'm like, are we seeing that craziness already kick up a bunch?
I think it's going to be difficult, but I think if you prepare ahead of time, preparing ahead of time, that way you won't be rushed. So if you plan ahead of time with all the packing and all the arrangements, it makes it easier. And just know that it's about connecting with family. It's not about doing. And when you're in the car and you're stressed out, just breathing is very important. I think being able to be aware of your breath, and there's simple techniques you can use. There's the 4-7-8 breath.
What's that?
You can breathe in for 4 counts, hold it for 7 counts, and release it for 8 counts.
Wow.
Dr. Andrew Weil, who was here in October, was speaking about that. And it creates what we call a relaxation response immediately. When you're in the car with your family, start playing games like calling things we're grateful for in our lives with each other. And it changes the tone. It changes it changes you from a very negative to a very positive way of being.
Okay, so we've got the travel kind of under control there, but how about we think about some other ways that can get us stressed out? And I've asked you all to tell me on Facebook page. One of them has something to do with shopping so far. We're going to talk about ways to handle the stress of Black Friday, budgeting, all of that stuff. No need to worry, just breathe. We'll be back in 30 minutes. So, reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
All this morning, we are taking a moment to get a handle on the things that can set off holiday stress.
News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live at Mission's Integrative Health Center. And Vic, you have an early present for all of us this morning.
Yes, I would like to share a gift from the wise philosopher Charles Schulz. Snoopy once said, taking a moment to take it easy is being a friend to yourself. And that's the whole idea. We can let so much happen this time of year especially that we just let pile on, and somewhere in the bottom of that mess is you. But Lorenz is talking to me about why we need to make sure that we get out from underneath all of that and really take a minute.
You do. You need to take a minute to relax, to get within yourself, to take some time to spoil yourself. Find the moments, and getting a massage is the perfect way to release a lot of that tension we hold in our bodies.
Now, we're watching this wonderful way to start your day here, but people hear this, take a minute for yourself, and they start feeling guilty. I don't have time. I can give you 10 reasons why I can't take a minute for myself today. What do I do to get my mindset away from that?
Well, I can give you 20 minutes of why you should take care of yourself. Because it's healthier for you. What you need to do is do things that are going to take care of your self-care and self-healing practices. Help serotonin levels go up in your body. It releases neurohormones and neuropeptides that are the feel-good. So it really is a very healing process for your body physiologically.
And the process of touch is so therapeutic. I mean, with this massage here, even just sitting and holding hands with someone you care about, like your husband or your kids or a friend. What else can we do besides massage, because maybe I can't squeeze that into my schedule today, but give me something I can do while I'm sitting at my desk for me.
For you?
For anybody like us.
What I would do is just to take a moment to go within and just write 100 things you're grateful for. Let's say you love the feel of the sun on your skin. You feel a cool breeze in your face. When you think these thoughts, you don't realize you're not living those moments. So the same neurohormones and peptides that you have will be released and be healing for you.
I've already started the list in my mind. 100 things, I could sit down and do that. And maybe it's something you can try today. Granted, these are tips that are going to start to help you a little bit before the holidays, but if you make them habits, it's going to change the way you approach every day, no matter what day of the year it is. Coming up, we're going to find another way to get up and get moving and bring a little more joy and a little less stress to your life. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
From the travel to the pressure to make sure you get the perfect gift for everyone on your list. 'Tis the season for stressing. But News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live in Asheville with another tip for skipping the stress and claiming the joy. Vic?
Yeah, this time around we're talking about something else. Last segment we were watching, oh, that wonderful massage. What a great way to start your day. Well, here's another little tip that we can put into our day at any time. It's taking on a practice of something like Tai Chi. We're here in the movement room at the Integrative Center here at Mission Hospital. We're talking to Brent Neely, and you actually teach Tai Chi to the people who come in for the services here. What is it about Tai Chi that can help us kind of get a handle on the stress in our lives?
Well, it does a number of things. It's been proven to improve balance. So for older people, if their balance is better, they have a better quality of life because they're not quite afraid of falling.
Now, you mentioned quality of life. This is a choice that we all can make no matter what our age.
That's right.
You phrased it beautifully about what we're trying to decide here, stress or the quality of
quality of life, having a better quality of life.
Okay, well, I'm all for that. And this is not difficult to do. We don't have to be super athletic. We can do this in any phase.
This is very simple. You can be sitting down or standing up to do this. If you're sitting down, you want your back to be relatively straight.
Okay.
If you're standing, you want your feet about shoulder width apart and your knees not locked and not bent.
Okay.
And then if I put my arms against my body and let my body naturally inhale, they would slightly expand and then contract. And that's what I want to do, but I'm going to put my arms out in front of me.
Okay.
And just let my body naturally inhale and exhale. I'm not trying to control it. And let my arms just very slightly expand and very slightly contract.
And they just told me I know we don't rush normally in Tai Chi, but let's go to the one where we're talking about the focal point in our hand real quick.
Okay. If you take one thumb and press it right in the center of your palm, and then do it on the other side. I'm doing that to give my mind kind of an understanding of exactly where that point is. And then if I'm sitting, I want to lay my hands on the armrest or table, and if I'm standing, I just want to kind of hold my hands like this. And as my body naturally inhales and exhales, I want to imagine that the air is coming in that point, both sides same time, in the point, up the arm, into the belly, swirling around, and then back out as I inhale and exhale.
You work on that a little bit here. Let me tell you a couple other things that he mentioned to me. This is like a 10 to 15 minute practice if you want to start out. You can start at any point in your physical abilities because this is about your mind and your body. And Tai Chi has several studies that have proven that it really does help you get a handle on stress. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Again, this is just part of the process. We're going to take a look at one more thing. Call it mood foods and some other ideas for making sure that you really make the most of the holiday season by finding a little happiness and joy. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
By this time tomorrow, you will probably be getting ready to get in the kitchen, or maybe even get out of the kitchen by now, and head to that Thanksgiving meal.
News 13's Victoria Dunkel is wrapping up our tips for avoiding holiday stress with a few ways to set a relaxed mood with food. Victoria, this can be very powerful.
It really can, because honestly, you know, what you put in your bodies helps determine what you get out of them, and that includes your moods and your feelings. And you know, you got to start your day with a good meal and not be thinking about some of the things that might be loading up your stressful levels. Lorenz has been talking to us this morning, and it has been wonderful learning a few things that we can do. And one thing we want to stress is that this is not going to turn our world around in an instant, but it can get us on a path to having a really great set of holidays.
Correct.
So what is it when it comes to food? What are some good mood foods we can keep in mind that really can maybe help us get around some of the stress?
Actually, the most important good mood food is dark chocolate.
Hallelujah! My favorite. Okay, so why is that such a great, good mood food?
It's great in magnesium. It has a lot of magnesium, but it also increases serotonin levels in the brain. And those are the good stress hormones that we have, and it's very healing for our body, believe it or not.
Now tomorrow, turkey's probably going to be the big theme as most of the menus go, and as we're preparing it, of course, that could be stressful, but there's some things to keep in mind. That you really brought up something very interesting as we get ready to sit down and enjoy that meal, our approach.
Well, number one, it's the perfect time to connect and be grateful for everyone that is joining in that meal. And as we eat, instead of thinking negatively, saying, oh my God, I'm getting so fat eating this, think of the food as nourishing your body. Rethink how you're looking at the food.
What a great idea, because so many of us think, well, I'm going to be putting that piece of pumpkin pie on this hip, and on that side is going to be the mashed potatoes and gravy. But we really set ourselves up for some really self-defeating, almost beating ourselves up.
I mean, what are we telling our bodies when we're talking, having that kind of self-talk? And you know, you have friends all the time that say, oh, this is making me so fat, but it's so delicious. So if we think of it, this is going to nourish my body, and be grateful for the farmers that grew the plants and raised the turkey. And it's a totally different way of thinking of food and eating.
What a great idea. I like that. I like the fact that you suggest that we take a little time and get within ourselves, and that can happen any time of the year, especially during the holidays. Also, remember a little bit of a gift for yourself, something like a massage or taking a walk, just being in the moment. And don't forget the Tai Chi, feeling the energy and realizing the power of taking a deep breath. The 4-7-8. Inhale for 4 count, hold it for 7 count, exhale for 8 count. These are our early gifts to you. We hope you have a very happy holiday season and keep the stress at bay. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.